All right, we are all set up for some nostalgic cartoon action, so I'm going to pass this over to Sindark for Ed, and Eddy, the Mis-Adventures.
Alrighty. Howdy, y'all. Sindarkfatez here, and I'm pretty excited today to show off some Ed and Eddy the Mis-Adventures all scams. I've been grinding this game for the past couple of months, and I do have someone joining on commentary, so I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Jaxler. I don't run this game, but A, I am a friend of Sindark, and B, I freaking love this game. I've been playing this since I was like 7, and I'm really excited Sindark's showing it off because this game is pretty tough as a speedrun, and it doesn't make its appearance at marathons too often nowadays. So y'all are in for a treat.
Alrighty. Speff, did we meet the milestone to upgrade this run to all cartoon cutscenes?
Oh yeah, we absolutely did. We actually met it last night, so.
Oh my god!
Yeah, y'all were killing it yesterday. Keep it up still.
Jeez, thank you all so much.
Well, you're not gonna hear me and Jaxer yap as much about this game's scams, but you'll get to enjoy some cutscenes. Alrighty, and with that, I think we'll get the run started. So as soon as I click enter, run shall start. So once I say go, so in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, I won't gap for this first cutscene, it's pretty short.
So, Sockhead, where are we gonna get enough ice to make snow cones?
I'm sure we could locate sufficient frost shavings in the backyard coolers of the neighborhood kids, Eddy.
I am cool like a cabbage, guys.
Alrighty, we're heading into Scam 1, and the Mis-Adventures is a 3D action platformer, and pretty much just imagine Sonic Heroes if it was good. We're gonna be controlling the 3 Eds. Let me grab
I've never heard you put it like that, but true.
It is true. We're gonna mainly be using the batter Ed. This is our fastest form of movement, as all 3 of the Eds have their own unique Ed formations. I'm gonna throw this cat at a specific spot of that gate, and hopefully when I'm digging up this first costume piece, it will trigger the cutscene. There we go. And we're gonna need to collect 6 costume pieces so we can access the 2 bonus games. Where did it go?
I think you got it.
Oh, I got it. I did see the one.
Nice dog.
Yeah.
That's like the
Yeah, so this kind of, in an interesting way, makes this category a lot different compared to the standard any percent run. There have been some pretty major skips that got discovered that completely break some of the scams. But because like these sandboxes with the costume pieces are there, it actually kind of requires us to play some of the, primary 6 scams a bit more the intended path, and intended with the heaviest air quotes known to man.
Yep, right now we need this is the first RNG part, which is throwing 3 squirrels into this window. I don't know why we need to, but this is the only way we can gain access to the house. So we need one more.
Yeah, I think we're trying to scare, I think, Jimmy and Sarah out of the house, if I remember correctly.
That's probably, yeah.
Because there is a ice cube in the fridge, but we're just gonna, like, break the entire fridge.
It'll still be functional. We're gonna break this door, though.
Yeah, with throwing a fridge at it, which is... This game's just awesome. There's just a bunch of random dumb stuff like that. But, yeah, one thing we're gonna have to herd some pigs back into a pen here in order to get access to a machine that we'll try to make snow cones with. The pigs can go in all kinds of different directions. They can wander their own way. So a lot of times in like record attempts for this game, it can be pretty frustrating because sometimes you can get really bad patterns that can, in the very first like segment of the run that you have to deal with. But luckily, once you get like a pig to the pen, he'll stick around in there, which is really nice.
Yeah, they only need to hit a certain like trigger, which is like pretty generous. It doesn't matter if they leave the pen. They can like leave the pen right now, it wouldn't matter. They just need to just hit this certain checkpoint, which we're about to hit right now. Now we got access to the meatball machine, which should be the end of this scam.
Yeah, so as far as the scams go, the first scam is probably... Oh, sorry, I gotta shut up for the cutscene. I
don't know why if this is an animation error, but why does Double D have like a missing tooth in some of these?
Oh my... Oh, yeah, what?
Yum, meaty.
Beefy.
Beefy.
Yeah, but as far as the scam's concerned, that first scam is probably the, like, most straightforward in terms of it being, like, broken. This next one coming up is where things are going to start to spiral.
Cast aside like old bathwater that has not been used for broth. Pale Jimmy refuses the nincompoops from entering his celebration. Hello?
Goodbye.
What? Wait a minute! We can't let a chump like Rolf keep us from this party! We gotta get in there!
Oh, I know! We can crawl through the stinky sewers like the bacteria-fusing blob in I Was a Teenage Sludge Hippie!
I don't know. It seems
Oh, he's
There's the
missing
missing
two
tooth
teeth in this
again,
cartoon.
like...
There's another missing
Yeah,
molar
yeah.
in the left corner.
Come on, boys! We got
Bro's got to brush his teeth?
I'm surprised that's double D, you know, that's...
Yeah, of all people. You'd think like the brains of the group.
Alrighty, we're gonna be doing a out of bounds here if I do this correctly. I'm gonna hit this toxic barrel, then I'm gonna switch to double D and do a trample Ed clip. I have to wait a bit. There we go. So Eddy is now out of bounds, and this is gonna just skip a cutscene and just an annoying combat encounter with an alligator. So now we're all the way over here, and now.
Yep. So that death was intentional. We hit a checkpoint trigger because we don't really have a way of clipping back in. So.
Come on, alligator.
And right here, we're kind of using the Battered as a DPS measure more so. This is like the one move in the game where you're like fully invincible. Every one of the Ed boys has a melee attack, but it's pretty low damage. And it like sometimes it can be hard to space. It can be really easy for enemies to gang up on you.
Yeah, double D. Like the hitboxes for like the melees are broken, but it's still like pretty annoying to kill enemies like that. Especially the ones that actually require more than one hit. Gonna use Trample Ed for its intended purpose, which is just to reach higher places. Oh, thank you, double D. I think I was just...
Yeah, one of the big concepts we'll see in this run is that when you activate one of these formations, it gathers all three of the Eds together, and it also can put them into specific positions. So when we did that initial Trample Ed clip, we actually interrupted it so that Eddy was facing the wall, so that when we took damage, he doesn't leave his position for when he's trying to do the formation, so he just gets stuck through the wall, and we'll see that a couple of times.
We're about to see one right about now, so I'm gonna death warp over here just so I can get to these rats faster, and I'm just gonna bring it all the way up to this wall. And I'm gonna take a hit, turn left, Trample Ed again, switch to Eddy, and then if I'm gonna get hit again, just Tower of Eddy back. There we go. And that's that. So we skip a whole pipe sequence.
Yeah, there's like a really long like puzzle segment there that's kind of annoying. That's really rude. And now you kind of see like how tricky the Batter Ed can be. So this Batter Ed is our main form of movement, but if we bonk into walls the wrong way, you'll get that animation. And it's a pretty long recovery time. It looks really funny, which is I guess a silver lining. But the Batter Ed is pretty difficult to control compared to what Sindark's making it look like, because Sindark is really good at this game, right? The turning on it is pretty wide, so you have to be pretty careful with how you choose to use it, and also some of the collisions with just walls in this game are weird, so you kind of have to know where those are in advance in order to make sure you won't bonk into anything.
Got no pinata dupes, unless this one's gonna give me 4 out of 3. Okay, good. I would be mad. Alright,
what do you mean by pinata dupes?
So there's just like a rare glitch that can happen to where you'll just get one pinata will count as 2, which if you get on the second one, it's pretty fast. Also, PSA, watch out for beehives. Some of them are just regular beehives, some have fridges, so you might want to be careful.
Yeah, that pinata had a fridge in it.
Oh, these are beehives. Ooh, I also got the trick, so I hit that beehive as soon as it started, just so Marie would stay at that same spot. It's a lot quicker. It saves like 5 seconds.
Nice. That was a really good scan too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so pretty cool skips, pretty broken stuff, but like it kind of starts to like scale as you go further in, which I love that about runs like this, where it's just like things like concepts kind of build on each other as you go deeper into the game, and some of the later scams as well are going to be turbo broken.
Nice, delicious cake.
These cutscenes too.
These cutscenes are due. Alright, we'll be heading into Scam 3, which is, it's a 2-parter, but we'll go further into that. And we're also going to be collecting our last costume piece to unlock our first bonus scam, you know, to help with the category. Oh, I almost skipped this.
So each main, like, I think I might have said this earlier, but each main scam has one sandbox with a costume piece in it. And the first 3 will get us a really funny scam, and then the other 3 in the last 3 set of main scams will get us another, which to me is like at least casually probably the hardest scam. I sucked at it when I was a kid, but
All right, we gotta lock in. It's free Jawbreaker Day. Gotta get over there.
yeah. Yeah, this is also probably one of my favorite scams, like in the speedrun, just because there's a lot of cool tech going on. This is where we first kind of get to see the intended use of the Eddy formation, where we kind of do like the 3 kids in a trench coat trying to buy tickets to watch The Conjuring 2 type of deal, except without the trench coat. Luckily for us, the costume bit is right here, but we're going to try to use this squirrel right here, who's sitting on Eddy's head, to do another clip. There's kind of this segment where we have to go get some stuffed animals out of the tree here for Jimmy and Sarah, but it's really slow, so we're going to try to clip Ed through here with another trample Ed damage clip. There we go, that looks a lot better. And so by using Ed, in this case, we can immediately swap over to the Battle Ed formation so that we can just kind of start moving right away. And again, these formations allow us, once we get one character through a wall, to get all the rest to follow with us.
Yep. I'm just doing the casual part. There's a first-person clip I can do just to skip all this, but just to make the viewer, you know, experience a little bit better, just because there's going to be a motion sickness warning when I do those first-person clips.
Yeah, there's a couple we're going to have to do that are mandatory, but that one's just like a nice little time saver. It's also just kind of so the first person clips that are, I call them the slingshot clips, because a lot of times I see people use double D with a slingshot aiming reticle. Anywho, we're gonna do a really funny trick here where we're gonna position double D in the corner, have Eddy jump on top, which allows us to just like kind of run over. Normally when you jump an Ed on top of another, they don't get their jump back until they land on solid ground, but there's just enough of a gap that we can kind of just like auto run over. And then we snipe that from a distance, since we've already swapped to double D. And then this spot right here, we're supposed to do a mini game with Kevin, where we're supposed to, I think it's like breaking a bunch of trash cans. But we're gonna see, we're actually going to bonk with the batter red on purpose. So if we do it into a corner, with double D in the back, if we do the angle right, we can actually clip double D through the wall. That looks good. And it'll push him the rest of the way. Then we can trample Ed in order to get the rest of the Eds through. Cancel it early, and then we're going to do another batter Ed clip to do the same thing, which is going to skip the whole minigame sequence, and essentially let us get straight to the end of the first half of Scam 3.
Yeah, I'll say I showed off that cutscene just because, you know, just for the culture of Shovel Chin.
Yeah, exactly. Nowhere's no.
Nowhere's
so just
no.
a little puzzle that we have. Yeah, just a little puzzle we have to do there where Johnny to get him sung by some bees. Pretty rude, but. And then for the end of this first part of the scam, we actually don't need any of the other Eds. All we need to do is activate the switch here with double D and walk into the trigger, and that will bring all the Eds to us after this next bit. So what just happened is okay, this strat's really funny. So we go into the box just to get the dog to start turning, so we can do a damage boost off of his attack to get us into this Johnny cutscene a bit faster. So this entire second half of the scam is like a stealth section because Eddy ate what I would just refer to as an infected jawbreaker, for lack of a better term, and he would be super embarrassed if anyone else saw him. You're supposed to do a bunch of stuff with the Tower of Ed with Johnny right there, but if his line of sight's pretty bad, just to be blunt. So if you just know which way he's gonna go, which is the same every time, you can completely avoid him.
I'm gonna try to do a cutscene skip here. I'm gonna try to nudge my way to pick up one of these paintings without triggering the cutscene. Oh my god, I'm like right there.
Yeah, there's like an overview cutscene that plays here to let you know that Jimmy's in the way. But we're gonna throw a paint can at him from range, which is just so funny.
I'll say this is just to get us further ahead. But we gotta just avoid Jimmy and Sarah and Kevin at the end. So hopefully I line myself up. That's fine.
Yeah, so Sarah here kind of rotates around in a set cycle. There's actually so those jawbreakers there that you might be seeing all over the place, those are actually kind of what you need to get 100% for the game. And for the longest time, I actually didn't know how to get that one from Jimmy and Sarah because I just forgot about Eddy's stink bombs. But yeah, that's the end of Scam 3. That was really well done as well. Again, a lot of those like clips that you're seeing Sindark do are really tricky. They require a lot of practice, and they can be kind of punishing too, because if you mess them up, you have to wait for like the bonk animation to end, for example, or for your iframes to end so you can attempt to clip again. So well done, dude.
All right, we're on to our first bonus scam, which I won't spoil what it is, but you'll obviously see we're gonna be showing off the cutscene.
Metropolis! Isn't she beautiful? This town idea is genius, I tell ya!
I have to admit, you can resist the allure of big city architecture, big city theater, big city culture.
Big city scams!
I love this face. Bro is
Check out
locked in.
Lumpy. He's got that look in his eye.
Bro's about to crash out.
Here, would you care for a glass of cool lemonade?
I am a monster!
And Ed is a monster because we are now Edzilla. So, if y'all ever heard about the video game franchise called Rampage, this is just Rampage but in 3D. I skipped a cutscene right there just showing off the military base, which are the only enemies in this level, which are just tanks that shoot stuff at me. I don't know what they shoot. I think it's like stuffed animals. I'm gonna avoid another cutscene showing off the hospitals, which that's the way you gain back health. So I'm gonna just try to hit these buildings without being in its line of sight. And there's pretty much...
Interestingly enough, this is a pretty straightforward scam if I remember correctly. So, if I remember correctly, Spef, I think we have some incentives coming up. Would you care to tell us how we're doing on those?
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I would love to talk about those incentives. We have an incentive coming up for Incredible Crisis, the game coming up next. If we can hit $1,000 total raised so far this week for Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund, we'll get to see some big heads. They're going to go into big head mode. I don't know what that means because I was told not to watch the game, so I can't tell you. But if you want to find out what that means, get your donations in. We are only $90 away from seeing some big heads and hitting that $1,000 milestone. So keep those donations coming in, ! Donate in chat.
That's actually so funny because there's actually a big head mode cheat code in this game as well, and it's probably not the same thing as I can't even begin to describe what Incredible Crisis is, and I've seen the game before, but like in this game, if you turn, I think there's a small head mode too. I might be wrong.
Yeah,
though,
there is.
It physically changes the size of their heads on their character models, and it looks really funny. That's at least what it is for this game. There's a bunch of like random like weird cheats and extras that you can unlock with. I think it's those jawbreakers that you can
it's with
find
the
in levels.
chickens. There's random chickens throughout the main levels where you're supposed to just catch them.
Oh, the chickens! I forgot about the chickens.
We'll see one. We technically saw one in Scam 1, but we'll see another one.
Right, yeah.
We're nearing the end before we head to our first boss fight, which is the Cankerator. Here's a cutscene introducing them.
Pretty big theme of this game is the Cankers just being kind of the villain, but they really did Lee Kanker kind of dirty here. Actually, I forgot it was like a Hydra situation.
Yeah. Okay, stop ground pounding. So the Cankerators could do 2 attacks, which you saw all 2 of them. They can either ground pound or kiss. I'd prefer if they kiss, because that's easily avoidable, because you can literally just barely tap left or right and just avoid it. The ground pounds, this one can actually kill you. So we just need to throw 10 chunky puffs at the Cankerator. That should be it.
I was gonna ask what those were.
Chunky puffs. Alright, I want to try to do a funny here. Let's see if I did it correctly. I didn't do it correctly. I'm going to just try just because we have so much more hits. I should wait. Come on. There we go. Yeah, you can just glitch out the AI by doing that.
So good.
It gives you actually like a lot of time just to like just goof around.
Reposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Here's another example of it. Now I just get a pretty chunky puff hit. Now we need only one more before we're done with this bonus scam. Which I think, yeah, it should spawn over here. Please do another kiss. Thank you. Alright, then that's the bonus scam.
Nice.
Did you see that? It's an animal!
He can be worrisome at times.
I am a monster in a boy's body.
Me too, Ed. Me too.
Oh yeah, something we should probably mention as well is we're playing on the PC version of the game. This was a multi-plat release for GameCube, PS2, and Xbox, but we are playing on the PC version. For the fastest loads, I think there's also some glitch differences, but I'm not going to pretend like
there isn't. There's only one console exclusive trick on GameCube, from what at least I know.
Oh, okay. But like PC loads are just good,
Yeah.
so it's like
Lower than a pathetic wee roach head bully? traverse the treacherous trail of hardiness to earn such a badge of honor.
Yo, I just looked over. I hate to interrupt the cutscene, but I think we just hit 1K raise for Girls Make Games. Holy
That's
We
beast.
crap.
did. We got a $90 donation from
Wow.
Jason LaRose that just says "Big Head and Hetty."
Oh my goodness, Jason! Thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you so much for that generous donation, and we have hit our $1,000 milestone. And we're going to see some big heads in Incredible Crisis. Thanks
Oh
so
my
much,
goodness.
everyone who donated so far. This is an incredible milestone, and let's keep on going.
Do not succeed.
It'll be my
Yeah, Incredible Crisis is just such a. I was about to say such a video game, but it's like that might not be entirely.
It's an
fair.
experience.
Cultural touchstone, if you will. All right, so this is one of the scams that I think is actually probably the most different from what is the any percent of this category. There's a really like crazy hover trick that you can do to skip a lot of this scam, but in doing so, you'd actually skip the sandbox that we need to unlock the second bonus scam, so you can't really do it in this route. So we're actually going to kind of see the level that was, as it was done more traditionally in runs like in years past, which I think is pretty cool. Especially because there's, even though we're doing it kind of like the old way, it's still really broken. This is one of my favorite skins to watch done quick.
Yeah. So we're about to clip through 3 different gates, 3 different ways. This one we'll be doing a batter Ed. I'm just gonna nudge up in this corner, go into first person just to line Ed up. And there we go, double D's
Nice.
out. Also, I'm gonna give for the next clip, I'm gonna be doing a first person clip, so I'm gonna give a motion sickness warning. So if you have any motion sickness and do not want to see that, just look away for
Yeah,
a
we'll
bit.
let you know when it's over. But
Okay, I
essentially
didn't hit
what
the
we're
test
going to
strat. Go for it again.
Yeah, so a lot of these rails can be crossed. It's supposed to be crossed with the Tower of Ed, which allows you to kind of just like slowly walk over them. But if your movement is precise enough, you can pass through them with the batter Ed. It's really tricky, and we may try to go for a version of it in Skim 6, I believe, as well.
Let's see.
Which is the.
Alright, we will not be playing
final
Whack-A
major
Jimmy. We'll be clipping through
Even
this.
though I really wish we would, but yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna line up Tall Ed right here, and then we're going to go in and out of first person. We're just using double D here because there's like a default like kind of swap order. I guess we'll talk about that in a sec. But if we keep like running into him and then like spamming first person, if your running angle is good enough, you can actually push him enough through walls to get him through. Sometimes he'll go up instead of through, which
Okay,
is really annoying. There we go, nice. Pretty decent. Those can be really tricky to be consistent with. It's not entirely within Sindark's free will. Dig a
Yeah.
hole, dig a hole.
Wearing your underwear again?
Alright, y'all gotta start making guesses on what the bonus scams are. You know, you can barely see what that costume piece is supposed to be. It's like,
Yeah.
and coming up what I think is honestly the coolest trick in this entire scam called Eddy Manip. I'll explain it once we're getting there. We just need to break this wall real quick and just open up this door with Ed
This
or
should
with double
work.
D. Is this literally
Yeah, you're
barrier
seeing-
skip? This is like
It's
pretty
literally
much
barrier skip.
This is barrier skip, but it's Eddy Manip. So I'm gonna switch to double D, go up to this gate, switch to Eddy at a precise time. Okay, this might not work because of Ed. Yeah, Ed was being mean. And what I'm trying to do is that Jaxer did mention this. We obviously can't jump once the Eds are on top of each other, but we're actually gonna trick the game into making Eddy jump so we can get over this gate.
Yeah, essentially the game's gonna think that Eddy is stuck in something, and that will cause the AI to That will cause the AI to try to jump to get itself out, kind of like, you know, like games that
Chicken.
have proxies will try to give you a little boost. There's the chicken. Goodbye, chicken. So I think if we were doing this in the any percent run, we'd already be like pretty much done with the scam by now because you're like hovering through this back part of the scam. But we're going to go knock Victor into the water.
Alright,
Don't
rest
worry,
in
he's
peace,
fine.
Victor.
And then
We got
we're
him.
just going to do a movement section here where we're going to race Kevin to the end of the scam here. So this is pretty much all movement. So Steph, if you got anything to plug, I think now would probably be a good time.
Yeah, I would love to plug for folks that if you are just tuning in and are new to the stream, that this is part of Completithon, and we are raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. So the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund, I'm so sorry. The Girls Make Games believes in providing every girl and woman with the opportunity to discover their potential and talents through gaming and game development. So with your donations, you're able to contribute directly to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund that provides girls and women with the resources and opportunities to pursue careers in gaming through GMG's many programs, such as their college scholarships, summer camp scholarships, and their new mentorship and internship programs. So if you want to see more games like the beautiful Ed, and Eddy, as retro as it is, being made in the future, we are raising money to help make that possible.
I'm just imagining the domino meme of like Ed, and Eddy Mis-Edventures in at Completithon, and then like the big domino at the back is like game gets remastered thanks to the scholarships provided by Girls Make Games. That would be such a crazy turn of events, but hey, you never know.
Oh no, Ed boy, an urban race.
Yeah, that's the end of the scam right there. Great job, by the way. That scam is really tricky, especially that like first-person clip. We do have another one that we're going to be doing later on that's also really annoying. Setup's a little bit better for that, but like they're just rude. I don't like that trick for my friend Sindark's sake.
The first out of bounds isn't that bad to get to the sandbox, but yeah, it's still This next scam, Jackson's gonna be taken away.
Yeah, this next scam is extremely broken, so we're going to do this in two parts. We're essentially going to skip the entire scam and then re-enter the scam to grab the sandbox. So the way that the scam normally works, it's this haunted house where you're required to basically fetch and grab a bunch of things for the Kanker sisters in order... they hooked up this stuffed animal of Jimmy's to
Mr.
a buzzsaw,
Yum-Yum.
which is pretty... Mr. Yum-Yum. It's pretty metal. And the way that, like, so you get all of these items, and then eventually, this gets the Kanker sisters to leave this, like, buzzsaw table in the center of the room, which then Double D can deactivate, which triggers the end of the scam. However, it is possible, with very precise jumps and timing, to actually activate the trigger with Double D in order to do the buzzsaw while the Kankers are essentially taking care of you. So if we get this properly, you're gonna see Double D doing the like mechanic animation with the particle effect as that like Kankers taking over cutscene plays. So this is very, very precise. So this will definitely probably take a couple of tries, but this saves an unholy amount of time. This scam is really long casually. Yeah, so the Kankers are just evil, as we've come to discover over the course of this run already.
Hopefully that's good. Yep, got it.
That looks good. Yeah, perfect. So you see the animation playing right there? That allows us to trigger the end of the scam before we get Kankered, for lack of a better term. But again, we still... So if this were any percent, we just leave. But we haven't gotten the sandbox yet for that costume piece to unlock the second bonus scam. So we're going to have to go back into that scam and do some out-of-bounds nonsense. So we're still going to be skipping basically the entire scam, but we have a little bit more elbow grease that we got to do before we get there. Also, apologies for talking over some of the cutscenes y'all donated for, but I just feel like there's so much that you have to like talk about with this game, just because it goes so fast, and it's just like I don't know. As someone who really loves this game both casually and just like a fan of like people who run the game, I'm just like, I don't want any of this to get lost. Yeah, we don't have to watch it again.
Yeah, I would say motion sickness warning yet again.
Motion sickness warning. We're about to do another one of those first-person clips. Stick Eddy into the floor there. He's gonna get set down into another room, and we're gonna be kind of going along this side wall here, and then we're just making our way over to where the sandbox is. So we hit another checkpoint trigger and then died, which is going to take all the Eds back with us because we need Ed in order to actually dig it up, because that's his ability. So then we can go ahead and grab the piece and then quit back to cul-de-sac, and that will take care of the requirements for the category. Awesome job.
Thank you, thank you. All right, heading on to the hardest scam of the run. This scam is pretty brutal through all parts.
Yeah.
There's no part I can't be slacking on, but
yeah, there is a lot going on. This scam is essentially a giant like so what the Ed boys think right now is they found a treasure map, and they're going to be looking for like clues in the scavenger hunt in order to find like I think a buried treasure of like jawbreakers or something, but Spoilers, it's actually a trap set by the Kinkers, but we don't know that yet. But there's all these like scavenger hunt pieces that we're gonna need to grab, and this requires us to use a bunch of the like transformation or not transformation combination moves, right? But this level has like a bunch of little things all over the place that all just happen to be really hard, and then all the enemies do a ton of damage. So not only is doing the skips well important, but also health conservation so we can do those skips is also really critical.
Everyone
first
say
thing we're
hi
gonna
to
do-
Princess.
We're gonna say hi to Princess, yeah. So we're gonna
Come on.
go ahead. We need Princess to attack us here so we can do another one of these clips. So we can get Ed here in order to clip through this gate. How did you die there? Did you run out of HP?
It's pretty common that you'll just get double hit by that. Come on. AI is not being good. Can you? Okay, I'm actually gonna hit you just so I have more time to.
Yeah, this will give us a little time to space it. So now we see Ed clipping through the gate, and then we can activate Batter Ed. And again, we're going to use Batter Ed here a lot because it gives us a consistent hitbox to be able to take care of these enemies. It might look like, you know, it's slow to go ahead and take out all these enemies, but not only are they going to bother us if we don't, we also need the health because we're going to be damage boosting a lot here.
No, so I'm playing it safe. You can play this first section without it, but if I mess up, if I die at any point, I'm going to have to do that clip again, which is pretty annoying when you're respawning. There we go. Second map piece grabbed.
Yep. So that actually is a lot harder than it looks. The hitbox for that is pretty weird, and you're supposed to, like, de-electrify the fence. Right here, Sindark is looking for this princess to come over by the gate so he can batter at her through the wall. I don't know if that dog's ever gonna come your direction. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it usually will. That was just unlucky. Alright, if
Yeah,
we were
we
playing on the
really need
GameCube
them
version,
out of
we'd
the
be able
way.
to do a console-exclusive trick to where we wouldn't have to kill Princess. We could just bring all the Eds by landing double D on that fence, but it only works on GameCube for whatever reason.
Intriguing.
So we have to bring double D over just so we can open the gate for the other Eds.
Yeah, so we're actually very specifically batter edding into those gates because they aren't like the same as other walls where they will cause us to clink into them. So that allows us to essentially maintain our control over the batter ed while making sure we have a lingering hitbox to deal with the enemies. And you can see we're already getting kind of like this level's brutal. Like there's just so many enemies. Like gonna use that lingering hitbox right there. And then this next segment in particular, you can either make this like this is one of those things where it's always going to be tough, but you can make this harder or easier on yourself depending on the magnitude of the strats you're going to go for. And Sindark was practicing the fast versions here when we were in warm-up. So again, instead of using the tower, so what we're intended to do is use that Tower of Eddy to get across these thin rails. But you can batter it across them, and it's a lot faster to do so. But there's like these slippery platforms in between, so it's really tricky. And then for this next one, we're just going to do it the normal way. We're trying to snipe a lot of these targets with double D in advance so that we can kind of just switch right over to Ed and go ahead and get right into batter Ed mode.
Yeah, I'm only gonna go for this task strat once. This, yeah, I'll say that one's pretty brutal. Oh,
You got it!
I clutched it.
Oh my god. That is
Well, I didn't save it.
crazy save.
You're intended to get over here with the better Ed, but I was able to save it from the Eds falling into the water.
Yeah, even if you're not controlling an Ed actively, if any of them fall into like a pit like water like that, you will get sent back to the checkpoint. And so now we kind of got to go the normal way back. So.
Yeah, but we move faster in the Tower of Eddy now just because we have a spider egg. You're wondering, why do we have a spider egg? Well, Jimmy has the second piece of the map, and we need to give him a jawbreaker, so we have one in our hands.
I love this game just because, like, Jimmy just gets owned in this game. Like, we threw a paint can at him. If you 100% the game, you throw a stink bomb at him. We're going to give him an egg, which is going... I don't even remember how that cutscene goes, but I remember it.
It explodes with spiders.
We're going to use these... movable crates, so we're gonna body block them into skipping all of this. And again, as long as with some of these like end of section triggers, as long as you get there with one of the Eds, it will just because it's double D that triggers the end here, we can just
This should work.
avoid all the intended platforming and stuff there. So we've got another section where we gotta take on the goat mini boss, and then we've got kind of some movement through a kind of like timed movement section before going into what is the final boss. But again, that's not where the run is going to end because we still have that bonus scam that we've now unlocked.
I'm gonna rematch him for the lulz.
Actually, we haven't unlocked the bonus scam yet. We have one more piece of the costume that we have to get in that kind of escape sequence. But I guess now is probably a good time, especially if you had anything you wanted to plug. We probably got a quick second here.
Yeah, absolutely. A reminder for everyone that if you would like to donate, we are raising funds for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund, and you can see that link at !donate. And also that this is Completithon, and it is a subset, as you can see by the Twitch channel you're currently on right now, of No Glitches Allowed. And this is an event that features glitchless and no major glitches speed runs, but No Glitches Allowed also does a bunch of other events. So you can follow us here at twitch.tv/NoGlitchesAllowed and at No Glitches on Twitter. And I don't actually know the Blue Sky, but it's something like No Glitches Allowed or No Glitches on Blue Sky. Someone in chat tell me. And if you want to follow any of those, then you'll get some announcements, and you will not miss when we have our next Completithon or when we're putting on other marathons and events.
It matches your monobrow.
Alright, I'm gonna have to do a backup clip here just because I got unlucky with the amount of dogs that did die. Come on, Double D. There we go. So I did another Battered clip right there. That's a trick I actually found by myself to where pretty much I'm just going to get Double D clipped through the wall and just so I can trample it and bring him over here, which skips me needing to hit all like these like pads that you're going to see me hit just to open the doors. And also you're wondering what that timer is. If I don't make it to the next door and pretty much the next checkpoint in time, the cankers will just insta-kill me. As that's going to be our second boss fight coming up right now.
Yeah, so this fight is actually going to look kind of similar to the initial one we did when we were Edzilla, although a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and take care of that squirrel right there. We're going to be taking more trash bins and throwing them at these platforms. And then once we hit all of the platforms and then Battered the support, I don't know what just happened to you there, but that was really unfair.
I think I got hit by a kiss. Oh, I missed all my stink bombs. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the stink bomb is something I never really used all that much in my casual playthrough, but it's still not like the best ability in the world, but in a couple of small spots, it is like the greatest thing of all time.
I'm too young.
Yeah, the squirrels are really annoying to deal with. And then you also have those kiss projectiles that are a lot faster and harder to avoid than you'd think. So we got one more of those, and then that should end this final main story scam. But again, we have that bonus scam that we got to do with, which is also at least casually a pretty tricky one. But we'll go ahead and watch this kind of like what's normally the final cutscene of the game.
The jawbreakers! Quick, grab them! Quick, let's get out of here. What the?
I don't like the implications of this.
Let's get this party started!
Yes, we are going to get credits there, but we still got that. I said this like 3 times now. We got the bonus scam. The bonus scam! Just around the corner.
Well, everyone get your spacesuits ready because we're going to Robot Ranch.
Yeah, so at the start of the scam, we're actually not going to have all 3 of our party members here. Ed is not going to be with us, so we can't actually...
Ed's going to
die.
He's
going to die, which is under Fortnite. But that also means that we can't use any of our formations, and this is one of the things that I feel like makes this game kind of tricky, at least from when I played it casually, is just that because you don't have like your formation, especially because you don't have Battered, that's like the really big one, because you can kind of become reliant on it for like not getting destroyed by the enemies. So,
Alright. We're in Rebel Robot Ranch, so where I'm pretty much going to be abusing Eddy. This is the one time where Eddy's able to shine just because his yo-yo, I don't know, just name a broken, like, fighting game move. It's pretty much just that. It's just disjointed, and it's hits all over.
Is Tatsugeki the one where, like, May in Guilty Gear throws out, like, the dolphin?
Yeah, that's,
it's like
yeah.
the Tatsugeki of this game.
And pretty much the main thing we're going to be doing is just switching off Eddy and Ed, or Double D. I'm going to switch off before I fall over here just so the AI doesn't have to like take a longer path. I'm gonna bring both of them up here.
Yeah.
Switch to double D so I can deactivate these
One of the
gates.
things we didn't really talk about, just because we didn't have time with all the major skips, is that cycling between the eds is actually has a bit more going on than you think. Because, remind me if I'm wrong, it's just a single button that toggles you to the next ed, and it's in a set order that it swaps between.
Yes.
So when you have all 3 eds, there's kind of like situations where you set up specific like certain eds in certain spots, so that when you switch, you only have to like press 1 button over. Or so that the next ed isn't too far away to make this next part really annoying. Also, Double D gets a freaking lightsaber instead of a ruler in this level, which is just so sick.
Yeah, I'll say, and the stink bombs are Eddy MPs. Alright, we got good RNG. This is the only RNG part of this level to where this dog can notice you when you're trying to hit that button, and it's really annoying. Gotta throw one more EMP for this turret, and we should be good. Actually, we're gonna be throwing one more, because we're about to free Ed. He actually didn't die. He just got teleported.
He got
over
Norded.
here.
Patience, Ed. We'll free you.
Sorry. He got Norded.
One more Eddy MP. And now we'll have Batter Ed again. Yay! Even though it won't be really used a lot.
It'll be used for like this next bit.
I'll say we're pretty much nearing the end of this scam.
It's kind of funny because like
I gotta trample
the actual like bonus scams that you do in this category like don't have like a whole lot going on, but it's the fact that you have to unlock them and complete them is kind of what makes this category really interesting, because having to get those costume pieces forces you to not do, first of all, skips that are really inconsistent and not marathon safe, but also just like everything has implications, you know. That's how speedrunning goes, right? So
alright, one last button before we get to the final
actual
boss.
true final boss.
Which she does.
My.
True final boss.
Intriguing.
Which we're gonna kind of like abuse them a little bit. You'll see once we get there. Here we go. I'm purposely gonna cancel my Batter Ed, just hoping that we get a good RNG. Yes. Oh no, you didn't do the missile attack. Unlucky. He can do a missile attack. He has 3 different attacks. One where he does a big blast, one where he just shoots random lasers, and one where he shoots a missile. The missile will do half my health, which I don't personally care. I'm fine. I'm at full health, but he'll pretty much, like, it'll do a quarter of his health, though. It does splash damage, so it just does a nice chunk. And I'm pretty much just standing in a spot to where neither the turrets nor the boss can, like, hit me, so I'm just gonna sit here and just spam the slingshot, which is a laser gun now.
If you don't know this cheese strat, this fight is really annoying casually, especially because, as you can kind of notice, his like iframes are ridiculously long. But time is coming up soon, right?
Yeah, I would say after this final once we get back to the cul-de-sac, that's when time will end, so it's coming up pretty soon. We do got one more cutscene.
Nothing. My lovable baby sister.
It's time for dinner. Mom said, get moving.
Alright, yeah, I was gonna say, I gotta head out too. It's time for dinner, apparently.
Killjoy.
Alright. And...
Fine.
time. Alrighty.
GG's, that was a great
It's been
run.
Eddy. That was a pretty good run. I'll start with my shoutouts. Obviously, thanks for Completithon for not only hosting this event, but also accepting this run. I've been grinding this game a lot. I've really enjoyed it, and can't wait to do more runs of this game. Obviously, we'd like to give another shout out to Jackson for joining me on comms.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Thanks for having me.
huge favor for me to learn.
Thanks for having me, dude.
And obviously, yeah. And another shout out will be to the other Ed runners. There's a Discord if you want to join, and I do recommend, if this run has gotten you interested in the speedrun, the PC version is free, so we do have a available, so you're able to just like learn this game if you're interested. And we do have some amazing tutorials by the one and only Konosume. And I think, I almost forgot to shout out myself. You can find me at twitch.tv/Sindarkfatez or youtube.com/@Sindarkfatez. And that'll be it for me.
Yeah, go ahead. Make sure you all play this game. Even if you don't want to like learn the run, just play it. This game's really cool. I love this game a lot. I guess if you want to follow me, twitch.tv/Jaxler1. But yeah, make sure you stick around for the rest of the event. I'm actually going to be doing a run myself on Sunday, so a couple days out. I'm going to be doing Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 100%. But yeah, see you, everybody.
Hey, let's give it up one more time for both Ed and Eddy, as well as our little afternoon cartoon block. Thank you so much to Sindark again for showing off that game. Extremely cool game, especially given how many games these days that are based on bigger franchises end up being absolute duds. So it's really great to see any games that are related to something so nostalgic and so wonderful for so many of us that's like actually good and cool and fun to watch, even when it is or isn't a speedrun. So shout out to that. Thanks so much, chat, for being here and hanging out with us. This is Completithon 2025, and we are raising money for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. So far, we have raised $1,000. So thank you so much to everyone who got your donations in and helped us reach that amazing milestone. And we've got another milestone coming up for you. So in a couple of runs, next up, we have Incredible Crisis. Actually, so here's the thing. Okay, look, chat, I need you to stop being so generous and stop doing what you're doing, because I keep trying to tell you about incentives and then you just keep meeting them before I'm able to tell you about it. So, it makes my job really easy as your host here. But also, I was so excited to tell you all about this incentive, and you've already met it. So we had an incentive that was going to just open at a $1,050 total raised for this entire marathon for Mist, coming up in 2 runs to see a bonus any percent run by some guy named Osborne. I don't know. I've never heard of them. Chat, you tell me who this person is. Who knows who this runner is? I don't know. But they were going to do an any percent run if we met $1,050 raised. But we just hit $1,100 raised for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. So thank you so much, everyone who donated. Thank you so much to the $100 donation that just came in from a very generous anonymous donor. No comment, but thank you so much for donating. We really appreciate it, and we're really happy to be raising money for an incredible cause. All right, gonna take a quick break here, but when we come back, we are going to be set up for our next run, Incredible Crisis, which I'm told is certainly a game of all time. So definitely stick around for that. Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to Completithon 2025, benefiting the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. Thank you so much to everyone who's helped us reach, so far, $1,100 in just the first 2 days of this marathon raised for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated so far and for helping us meet all of our incredible incentives and milestones we've had for all of our runs coming up next. Next up, we have Incredible Crisis, which you are definitely going to stick around for, especially since now that we've hit our incentive for that, we're going to see that run upgraded to some big heads, so you'll want to see that. And then after that, we've got a run by Osmorn with Real Mist Masterpiece Edition, which also recently just had its incentive met, so we're going to be seeing an extra bonus any % run after that. So make sure you stick around for both these runs and for all of the runs coming up for later today and the next couple days, because we'll be around showing off games until Sunday.